All right, first and foremost, I want to welcome you back to Layman's
Hello.
Review 2024 style, and I want to welcome you back.
Welcome
I've
back.
not seen you in a while since
Yeah,
this
we
year's
have not
hit us.
gotten together.
And obviously, we've jumped up in technology. Welcome to computer world.
We have a table again.
We do, and we're going to be able to cover so much more topics and so much more interest in this world and things that interest you, me, and maybe things that we might not find cool, but maybe some commenters will let us know what's a little bit different.
Yeah, we're going to move to more of like a actual podcast where we're going to touch on different topics. We're going to cover anime. We're going to cover gaming. We're going to cover TV shows. We're going to cover movies.
And the list goes on.
Yeah, in segments,
Yes.
little bite-sized segments.
Yeah, like your daily news piece. You want to see
Yeah.
what's going on in the world, and we are so involved in a lot of things.
And we're still going to do our reviews.
He plays games.
Yes.
We still review our shows. We actually are interested in a lot of things. There's so much coming up in the short time we have, but right now it's been a kind of a lull, and we've been kind of bashing our heads against the wall for something to watch, and
Jujutsu Kaisen just ended, so I have post-show depression.
Exactly. This guy's a broken mess. But we have found, we found shows such as Invincible 2, or Season 2 of Invincible.
Well, half of it anyway.
You know
you
what?
waited 3
It was a
years,
good half.
just 4 episodes, and then you wait another 12
There's
months.
a couple movies on the horizon that you were interested in. Let's talk about big lizards coming to
Yes.
life and killing Japan per usual. That's what happens there. Marvel released something. Well, let's say the Mouse released something.
The Mouse released something. Yes.
That's getting mixed reviews from what I see. I'm interested and have not watched it. There's a lot going on in the anime world. I think you
always
are
is something going on in the
always
anime world.
interested in what's going on there. And let me tell you, I don't know the animators you know, and
All
I
right,
don't
well-
ever know. Where do we begin?
Let's start this week with anime.
Okay. I'm in.
There's a couple things I want to discuss.
Okay. Well, he's brought a sit-down class. We're ready for a lesson.
We both love One Punch Man.
Yes.
Season 1 and Season 2.
Oddly, I didn't think I would have liked One Punch Man because the concept of a superhero that literally is unbeatable and can punch one thing and it's done didn't really click. Now, I know that the studios had a couple animating issues because it went from one studio to another.
It did.
And it really hooked us in. We've done reviews for it. It has ended high on our list, and it's always been the gatekeeper on our tier list.
So Studio Bones, I believe, did Season 1. Then JC Staff did Season 2.
And that was a dip in the animation, correct?
Yeah, a lot
You
of people
agree?
didn't like that.
I didn't notice the difference because if I had a shirt to rip open, Record of Ragnarok would be right under
I
it.
believe
'Cause I'll tell you.
that Mappa is doing Season 3. I have to confirm
Excuse me,
that.
what?
I believe Mappa's doing Season
We're
3.
putting those people back to work?
I believe. I have to
What is
confirm.
Mappa just buying everything that might have potential in this world? Obviously, they all have potential because of what they've done already, and they're just sitting there just scooping into their pocket. Will there be anything left after Mappa's done?
So, we still don't have a release date for Season 3.
I
but
had
there
that up
is
over
some
here. I was already
news.
trying to find it. No, there ain't no news. They lying out
So,
here.
one of the main animators for
Okay.
One Punch Man, Yusuke Murata, he is launching his own animation studio.
Now, do we know what role he played in One Punch Man?
He has sent shockwaves to the anime community with the recent announcement of his very own animation studio. The revelation came via Murata's official Twitter account on 1 January 2023, as he declared, "We have established an
Wait,
anime
that was
production
last year.
studio."
Because we've hit January 24.
Yeah, apparently this
Okay.
is pretty old news, but it's just hit my radar here. Maybe they even put January 2024 and they just have a typo here, because I don't think the news is that old.
I don't think they typo. But go on. I don't think they do that.
So I'm not sure if he has a show he's looking to do yet, but...
Because he can't take One Punch Man with him? That'd be pretty...
Yeah,
well, not if Mappa's got a blade to his throat.
Listen, anime corporate will not allow for IP to just walk out with some dude who animates it.
Do you know One Punch Man is one of those shows that you watched and you loved it, and then I haven't thought about it at all. Because it was very surface level, didn't shake you to the core like Vinland Saga did, or Jujutsu Kaisen did.
You can speak for yourself, because I've waited with bated breath
Really?
for Season 3 for forever.
Well,
And
I mean, when did
I
Season
have-
2 end? 2019?
I have
2020?
a confession that
You look like him. No,
it
stop
was...
it.
Well, yeah. It was... Hey, you know what? Being referenced as Saitama...
Hey, man,
you can have worse things. But...
at least you don't look like his derpy face.
It was one of the shows that when it finished, Season 2, I could not wait long enough for a conclusion to the story.
Right,
or a
that
continuation
was
of the
what I was
story.
going to say. There's so much
So,
story left that
I read
what
the manga.
happened.
I read the manga. So I had...
Excuse me, what?
Yeah, I did. I read the whole thing. Up to up to.
So is it?
Well, this was about a year ago now. So as
It's
far as it
done,
had
though,
gotten
right?
to a year ago, I don't think so. No,
Oh, the manga's still going.
it is.
Oh, interesting.
But I had caught up as to about a year ago. So anyway, he's starting his new animation studio, so that's very interesting. I always like when new studios pop up for anime because anytime we can get more people in the pot of who's making anime,
Right.
the better. Because obviously, as we know, Mappa is like this black hole that's sucking all IP up.
Yet they make everything that I watch and enjoy, so I can't hate them.
While telling them to work overtime and they'll see their families later.
Look, some of us got to work and some of us got to play.
All right, so every week what we're going to try to do is a convince me to watch. I am obviously much more into anime than you are.
Yeah.
But
You've held my hand.
I have.
So softly and supply
So-
on this anime adventure, and I've enjoyed, let me say 85% of it. Maybe 90.
well, anything that you do that you say 85% of you enjoyed, I'll take
Yeah.
as a massive win.
I mean, there's only been a handful of things that I've watched anime-wise that I just was...
Well, you hated Doro Hidoro, and I'll
Oh my
never forgive
God.
you for that, actually. So
Wow. As soon as you said that, so much...
guess who animated it?
It was like a...
It was Mappa.
It was like tragedy, like a childhood tragedy came up.
Right.
Like it just popped
Listen,
up.
we're
Like,
not going to rehash your terrible opinion. The internet might get mad.
is there going to be a season 2 of that? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
When?
I don't know.
I don't know, because you know what I'm learning about anime?
Yep. Wait. Hurry up and wait.
Shh. It's like,
Yep.
enjoy.
Did you love that show? Do you want another season? Okay. It may or may not come in the next 15 years.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Like how? I don't understand. I need you and you.
No one understands.
Okay, good.
No one understands.
So no one can explain the purpose of that. Like I get it. Like you lust after what you want to wait, like what you want, and you wait for it. But at one point, she ain't coming back, man.
They always come back around. So
That's
the
that's what I
first
tell her when I kick her out the house. They always come back.
the first iteration of Convince Me to Watch
Okay.
is a South Korean manga. I think that's how you pronounce the South Korean mangas.
Hey, I like
adaptation
that word.
into an anime.
Okay.
It's called Solo Leveling. It just
Solo
came out.
leveling.
And
Pause with me,
Solo
I'm gonna look it up
Leveling
while we're doing it here.
is a show. So 10 years ago, portals started popping up all around the world.
Okay.
And demons and creatures started popping up out of this world, out of the portals, that no modern weaponry can touch. So militaries are rendered useless.
Okay.
And there have also been people who have awakened with powers. And these people have
We call them
powers
superheroes.
ranging from Class E to S Class. So E Class to S Class.
Okay.
So just like, kind of like One Punch Man,
Sure.
you can't get stronger. When you awaken to the level that you will forever be. There is no increasing of power. And our main...
How does that? Do we know how that gets determined?
Hold on.
Okay.
Our main
So many
protagonist is Sung Jin-woo, and he is a E-rank hunter. They're called...
So that's the lowest one.
He is. And he has a sick mom he's trying to help pay for. And he is thrown into a Class D dungeon. So like video games, you run into the dungeon, you beat the dungeon, there's a boss at the end of it, and you get these crystals. And the crystals you come out with as loot. And you trade these crystals in that transform into gear that then you use to then go to different
But
dungeons.
you never can get beyond
You
your
are
level.
locked into your level.
don't
And
know if I like
Sung
that
Jin-woo
concept.
is a character that apparently unlocks the ability to level. So
See, I think that should just be innate ability.
well, that's why you have to give the show a
the
try.
that's the point of everybody should try to be better
Well, anyway, I watched episode 1.
because that is all that's out, correct?
It's only one drop. Yeah.
What's the release schedule?
The second episode, I believe, drops tomorrow. I think it's on Saturdays in America.
Saturdays, like Saturday morning cartoons.
Well,
like the greatest anime of all time, Pokemon. Go ahead.
I watched episode 1, and I was extremely impressed.
How's the animation quality?
Amazing. Amazing.
Really?
Oh,
Do we know the studio? You might have mentioned
The
that.
fluidity of it is
Okay.
amazing, and the voice acting is fantastic. It's very gory. It is meant for a mature audience.
Mature like you.
Yeah, that's right. You know how I like my anime.
I do bloody and sexy.
So
All on the same time.
after the first episode, I was impressed by the animation.
Okay.
I was impressed by the main character. I was impressed by the speed in which they did the expedition dump. where
Okay.
this is a new anime, this
Right,
is
right.
the world we're living in, this is the character, the general premise, and go.
I think of like Hell's Paradise when you say something like that.
Yes, Hell's Paradise did a fantastic
About,
job
like,
going,
yeah.
this is Hell's Paradise, and go.
Right, you
This
just got it.
show seemingly does a very good job at getting you ingrained into whatever the world is very quickly.
Okay.
And then
Well, 'cause
also
you
getting
figure it out
you-
along the way. You know what I mean?
Exactly, but then by the end of episode 1, it also gives you an oh shit moment to where it gets you hooked for episode 2.
And how long are the episodes?
Anime.
Sorry, all these questions. It's like interrogating. you.
23 minutes.
So I don't have a reason not.
No, it's one episode.
watch.
You're gonna, you
Okay.
waste,
All right.
you take shits longer than the episodes of anime take. So,
You ain't lying now.
so I would hope that you'd give it a shot, and that by we come back next week, you
And
can
I
give
can
me
have
your idea of 2 episodes.
2 episodes.
that you, whether or not you think that you're going to continue.
You know
watching
what?
Or not.
I can do that for you.
All right.
I don't have a problem with that. Investing 45 minutes into you, I can do that.
So that is Solo Leveling. It is South Korea's like we're here moment.
Are there any other South Korean?
There might be the
Anime.
This is like their big.
This is the one that
We're
like made
here.
it. Into, okay.
Yes.
I mean, I like seeing something that gives something a challenge.
Yeah, and we
we're
can do
slugging
what
against
Japan
Japanese
does, basically.
anime.
China has a couple anime that are big and they're coming up. They're also into gaming now. China it is, and I am very much interested in continuing Solo Leveling. It also has fantastic reviews. I'm not alone.
We've watched other Korean shows I've not been disappointed with.
No, like live action.
Correct.
Obviously, Squid Game. That was very
yeah.
good. We also did the one Hell show.
Hellbound.
Hellbound. We also
Which I
really
did like
enjoyed that.
that.
Yeah, we did.
did.
South Korea has some bangers.
I'm good.
Yeah, and it looks like as far as their forte into anime, we are going to be in for a treat with this one.
Okay, so Solo Leveling it is. We'll come
Yes.
back next week and take a peek, and I will let you all know what I feel about it. And as he's just gushing over here like a pretty little person.
So, Oda is the creator of One Piece.
Okay.
He has a new show. It is called Monsters.
Can I
and
stop you
apparently-
right there real quick? First off, my only introduction into One Piece world was the Netflix adaptation, which I heard has got good reviews.
It's
and
a
people-
fail.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, I
No,
thought people were enjoying it.
not compared to the anime.
But, okay. No, you can't. You can't.
It's not Dragon Ball Evolution bad, but
God, I still gotta watch
if you
that.
watch the Netflix original of One Piece
right.
and think that you're getting the One Piece experience, you can't, first of all, it's one season.
Right.
We're over 1,000 episodes into One Piece. So
Which
this
I
new
can't even
show
imagine.
is apparently canon, and it's going to, because you also know that One Piece is being remade by Studio Wit, and I think that we should watch that as one of our things, one of the themes of the show that we.
What
have
is
in
the
review.
point of that?
Restarting?
Yeah.
Because
When the other stories aren't
One
finished,
Piece
right?
started, the animation was 90s animation. So it's a way to get a brand new generation introduced to this epic that is
And
One
you,
Piece.
like, I know someone, that a friend of mine actually has begun to watch One Piece the anime, and he's obviously he's like, I haven't checked in a while, but he was 50, 60 episodes in. I was like, wow, that's a lot. But meanwhile,
I'm about 90 in.
that's nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, I'm less than 1/10 the way through, and I have not gotten anywhere near where the animation.
Do you
picks
like
up
it,
to
though, at 90
modern
episodes
animation.
in?
Yeah,
Okay.
very good. Yeah, and apparently it gets way better from there.
Obviously.
But I'm very interested in somebody like me who didn't catch on early enough to One Piece,
Right.
where it's like, okay, Studio Wit with like 2024 animation style,
Yeah.
Reintroduce a new generation of anime viewers to this epic, and I will be watching week to week as the recreated show comes out, as well as this new show.
When is that coming out?
Called Monsters. Comes out on Netflix January 21.
Wait, is that the remake?
No, sir. This is the new show that's
The
canon
new
to One
show.
Piece. Yes.
Okay. By the
The
One
new
Piece
show
creator.
Monsters drops on January 21st. On
Well, that's just a
Netflix.
few days away.
it is. And
Is
I'll
there
be
a
tuning in.
trailer? Maybe next week we'll watch it.
Yeah, I believe there is a trailer, and I will be tuning into that because honestly, if I'm a fan of anime like I am, I feel like I owe it to myself and to
To treat yourself
treat
weekly
myself to
with
one of the best things to ever happen in anime, which is One Piece.
So that is a bold claim for a man 90 episodes in.
Oh, I'm going off of the internet. Which
Yeah, a lot of things on the internet I go off of, and it doesn't seem right.
yeah, I also I know how to look at aggregate data instead of a person's opinion. It seems like the internet is pretty sold on the fact that One Piece is a masterpiece.
All right, so I'm in. I'll watch it too. So we're gonna watch Solo Leveling and Monsters
Yes, which drops
soon.
very soon.
So in January we'll have two episode
Yes.
shows here.
Yeah, and
I'm
then
not bad
and
with
solo leveling is really going to help me with my post-show depression with
Hey,
Jujutsu
you
Kaisen.
never know. You might find something better than Juju. Doubt it.
Well, yeah, it's.
Doubt it.
I'm not looking for better than Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm looking to fill the hole, and if I ever find anything, then so be it.
That's what she said. But anyway, now I in the show world was intrigued about this one show. I'm gonna read you a quick little plot summary of what this show's about. Ready?
Okay.
See if I hook you.
All right,
All right. 5 months after the events of Hawkeye, never watched it.
never watched it.
Maya Lopez is being pursued by Wilson Fisk. Did watch that show. One of my faves.
He was the guy in Daredevil.
Oh yeah,
The
he
bad
was
guy.
Kingpin, baby.
Yes.
So she's getting pursued by his organization, leading her to return to her hometown in Oklahoma, where she must come to terms with her past, reconnect with her Native American roots, and embrace her family and community. Do you know what I just read there?
Okay.
Disney's just going to beat this into the dirt.
So far, the synopsis. I am not the biggest Marvel fan.
I stopped Marvel. I told myself,
So
like probably
it's a harder sell.
a
for
month
me.
or so ago, I need to go back and finish Endgame.
I have no desire.
But that's where I kind of want to stop. But there's so much. Like I loved the TV shows like that they did on Netflix. The
Jessica
Punisher,
Jones.
Jessica Jones, Daredevil.
I did too.
They were great. Luke Cage,
Yeah. Luke Cage too. We watched that. Yeah.
and they were great. And then that was pre-Disney. Like Netflix had the rights, and then Disney was like slurped it back up.
Yeah. Disney ruins almost everything. Go
And
ahead.
I think, I didn't see Hawkeye, so obviously that was in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I'm less interested in it now that I've like vocalized it because like I'm sure if I just click one more thing and see what kind of reviews we're landing on. Do you watch 6.4 out of 10 shows? That's a hard no.
It's hard. Listen, we both have limited time. So I know like a lot of the time some people could probably claim we only watch good shit. We did watch season 1 of Bastard, but I don't have time to invest into the Disney-verse of Marvel. I'm not saying no. I'm saying it's a hard sell for me to invest myself into Marvel when I'm just so marveled out.
I'm looking for a show by Disney Marvel that's going to bring me back into the superhero game. And I almost don't want to waste my shot on Echo.
Yes.
Because I'm going to give Disney, obviously, being like the multi-trillion-dollar company secretly, Illuminati, company that can afford to do good things and put time and money and get the right people to do the right things, and they haven't.
I think when you're as big as Disney, your job is to appeal to the masses by default, to where the only thing you're worried about is who can we offend the least, who can we get to watch this in such a generalized fashion.
Not like so like the way we look at anime and we really break it down. Right.
None of it's like,
okay.
It's very cookie cutter, and I don't want to put all of it in one basket, obviously.
I mean, I think you're really collecting it. It would fit in one basket.
A lot of it does. And they did the same thing with Star Wars.
And which I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I know that you were kind of, and
there are some
slowly watched the decay of the whole
There's a
thing.
couple, like Mandalorian was pretty good. I hear Andor's fantastic. I haven't watched it yet, but apparently Andor is.
Okay.
Quite
Yeah,
good.
I've heard similar about Mandalorian. And
So
I also,
I'm going to give Andor a try. Ahsoka, I heard mixed things.
Yeah,
I haven't given it a try
I have
yet,
a lot of
but
people in my life that watch it and watch Star Wars things, and it's just sad to watch Disney just absorb all these like IPs that were like
no one wants to talk about it.
Yeah, we just let
We're
it
just
happen.
consolidating everything into like these tiny, like these huge conglomerate companies, and no one's batting an eye.
And they give
like,
us surface
protesting.
level bullshit.
Like, I feel like Disney should not be allowed to acquire a single other company.
I-
You're done. Your acquisitions are
Yeah,
finished.
like you filled your
You are
cup,
at
man.
the top. And I feel like you have to start trimming because I want independent studios back.
Yeah.
And I feel
mean,
like
obviously, the
Marvel
money
back in
game's
the
the
day
problem,
when
though.
it wasn't so big,
Yeah.
it was so much more original.
Back when
and
we watched
edgy.
those movies and those shows that came out, because
First of all, Iron Man and
my favorite, like
Incredible Hulk
was Punisher, like the with Thomas Jane. That was my favorite Punisher.
Oh wow, you're going way back.
Way back.
Yeah, way
Way
back.
back.
I also
Now-
like John Bernthal. So I
Oh,
thought he was
absolutely.
great.
Then we jumped
Yeah.
to that, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But like that goes back to the Netflix series, and I'm looking for one and some assistance if you guys would like to let us know. But I definitely want to see a good Marvel back to the way it was back when I was going to the movie theaters.
You're never going to get it as long as Disney owns it. Ever.
Oh God.
You're going to get this very generalized.
You want to tell me? You want to tell me anything else that's going to ruin my day? Go ahead.
Well, yeah, it'll be if Disney acquires anybody else. It's like the death
Okay,
of
so we'll move on
originality.
from Echo. We're not doing that. I don't
Yep.
think that's going to be worth our investment of time, and I don't think I'm just staring at these numbers, and it's like a 73 on Rotten Tomatoes, a 6.4 on IMDb. I think regular ratings are 3.4. That's not really getting me in there.
I'll tell you a show that is worth your time that we've both watched. That's back after several years and is now 4 more episodes deep into its story.
Okay,
Invincible.
talk about Invincible created the foundation in what you see here. We've
It
referenced
was
that
the
enough.
very
It was.
first thing we've ever done.
And I loved it. I've
Yep.
rewatched it. I've watched the
Speak
Adam
of
Eve.
original superhero
Yeah.
IP
Yeah. Yep.
that is just, of course, it's based off a comic, but it is everything I
Yep.
want in superhero shows / movies.
Yeah.
That
Adult.
everything
Good story.
Marvel isn't.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Because it's not. It is like I want to say yes. Invincible is mainstream. It's on Amazon Prime. It has a good following. It has a good story. But now I was angered that we only got 4 episodes.
Yes.
But
I don't know.
those 4 episodes, I'll tell you.
They were great.
Oh my.
They were great.
Now I will say that. So let me just package up Invincible as a whole. Do you want to watch a kid get his ass beat every episode to inch of his life, and he's pretty much immortal? But he gets fucked up every episode. It is just embarrassing. Now, granted, he's like he's 18 or 19 because he's just hit college in season 2. Like he's with his girlfriend and his friend, and it picks up right where we left off. Like a small amount of time covered, but
I hate when years go by
Yeah.
between a season
You
of a
missed
show,
a lot.
and you also have years go by in the story of the show. I like when it's like it puts you right back in where those years ago you left off.
we're
And it's
dealing
like
with
you just press
Omni-Man
play,
being gone.
basically.
Yep. Omni-Man or Nolan is gone. His pet is dealing with his absence. Mark is dealing with he's
That's a
still
low blow. That's a low blow.
But Mark is dealing with like normal life things that we all deal with. And on top of being not just a world superhero, but a universe superhero.
I saw a whole breakdown about how Omni-Man was right, and if I can find the creator of that, I'll link it into the show.
Right
notes.
about what?
Omni-Man was right about Earth, about his relationship to Debbie, and calling her a pet, and broke it down in a way that really made sense because it wasn't talking. I don't believe after listening to this breakdown that he was talking about her and the pet in the sense that she's beneath him. It was so much more in the sense of he loves her. Like I love my dogs more as much so as any human on Earth, except I love them as a pet because their lifespan isn't my lifespan. They are
True.
they're around for a fraction of my life. And Nolan, I believe, made that reference
okay.
because he loves her as a pet, as in something that's here for a blip of time in
literally.
his lifetime. He loves her nonetheless, but as a pet goes comes and goes out of your life,
Serves a
so
purpose.
do humans.
Feels like you're joyed with it. You're
And
like,
when I heard that perspective, it rung a little different.
I think we got to find that video and we'll watch that.
Yes,
I definitely
because
think
it's
that would be interesting to see.
fantastic breakdown.
Right, like because it in that little bit that you told me, it makes sense.
Yes.
Because yes, I get it, but like I obviously we see in season 2 that he does care about her.
He does.
And Mark. And all that, but like he's
operating on a different plane of existence.
That blip, which is
a human's lifespan.
right. And he was sent there with another purpose from something that he was born and raised in.
That's correct.
To a point of like, we don't know how long that could have been. It could have been thousands of years.
Right.
You know, that he was just, I'm going to say brainwashed, but not really, because that's just the way they believe with, you know, his people coming to take over certain things. And he lost it because he was trying to do his duty, but then he was broken by the love that
Humanity.
he built with his family.
He came to Earth, and no matter how old Omni-Man is, let's call him at least 1,000.
I feel like he's got to be in
His
maybe,
relationship to Debbie was 20 years, 25 years.
Oh, 20, yeah.
So
yeah, they broke it down because I believe, I kept telling myself, they were together for 2 years, had Mark, and then moved on.
Yeah.
Now you see
I understand Debbie's perspective.
Sure.
And I understand how she feels broken in that comment and her life, and in the season we've seen
everything just
she
changed.
is completely destroyed.
Well, and you know what I really didn't like about, well, it actually showed the real side of everything, because when she was interacting with the Green Ghost's husband,
Yes.
that was real. Because like I believe that he was solely in the wrong, because she had no idea, and then he's like, you should have knew that. No.
No, but well, when you're dealing with guilt like that, you're going to project on
True.
people.
They're all lost, everybody.
And when you're connected so close to the person who killed your significant other, then there's going to be that level of hatred there that is understanding to have. I'm not gonna penalize him for that. Was he wrong? Sure.
But she's broken too.
I mean, they were in an AA meeting for like, superhero spouses.
She did come out and tell him way too fast. I was like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
You're not going to
I
like
believe
it.
she should have helped, but Debbie's looking for so much and a connection to anyone.
Because Mark's gone.
Because her life is destroyed, and she wanted to make a connection with somebody. So I don't blame her for coming out and saying it.
Would you have moved out of that house?
Yeah.
So would I.
Yeah.
Not to mention the one that blew up
But
across
it's
the
easy
street.
for us to say that because her life's there. So
yeah, but she had
Debbie's going through it right now.
She has the power and the money of his books.
Yeah, her emotions are broken though.
And
her life is torn apart.
Yeah, and that's not even the A story. That's like a complete side story.
That's correct.
Because you have Mark's love interest and love life on top of, God, I just need him to get with Adam Eve. I just need him to be with her.
It'll be a throuple thing. I believe they're presenting it as such. Not that they're all going to three get together, but
you know where this brain immediately went.
So like a love triangle kind of thing, where I think there is something like that coming with Adam Eve. Maybe not.
Because she's broken too.
But
there's a lot of real issues going on in this story.
The best part of the 4 episodes we got was
that you can breed with a cricket.
Omni-Man, his reintroduction to the show.
What I did not expect that fast.
Me either. And his coming to Jesus with Mark.
Yeah.
And really him explaining something. And Omni-Man really trying to find his soul again, right? I thought this 4-episode chunk was perfect, the way it was presented. And I am extremely excited for the next 4, I guess.
Whenever that's supposed to come out.
Sometime this year.
Let's see.
And we will be watching that when it comes out, obviously. But if we would give it a letter grade, it's not complete yet, so we're not going to. If we were going to do that right now for the 4 episodes, what would you have given it?
Oh, this was, to me,
Because
if we're looking at it as a closed start and end story, which it isn't.
Right, exactly.
It's hard to do that. Right now it's an A.
Yeah, me too.
Because you just cut me off.
Me too.
I think the story, like I'm interested where Omni-Man got taken by his people.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? Mark's now the same. He has assumed responsibility to become like prep Earth or they're dead. Let me tell you. First off, I love the I don't know his name, but the one of the guys that Omni-Man killed, but he came flying at the end holding his intestines.
Yeah.
I love that part. I was like, You didn't expect it. Now, granted,
Listen, Viltrumites were built different.
yeah, they are.
My God. Well, literally. But
The one with the woman with the spike on her hair was like, my God, just rip that thing off,
Yeah.
Mark. Just get it over her head and stab her. But he had to let up on that because Omni-Man was right. Like, kill or you will be killed.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I think Mark had. Because you're dealing with the riffraff on Earth, which is like the guy that Adam and Eve was dealing with, the guy with a little arm. And it was just, that's not a problem in the grand scheme of, like, the Viltrumite. It's just
they are
not
the Empire.
there. And Alan, I like the Alan a lot.
Oh, the story of Alan was incredible.
And he's still alive. Well, he might still be alive. We never circled back to that.
I think his regenerative abilities have been just demonstrated.
But that guy was going to kill him, though.
Yeah.
He's the mole that's giving all the information and allowed everyone to find
And I'm
somebody.
sure he has this idea in his head that he's doing it for the security of his people.
Yeah,
and he's allowed
you
to
know
keep
what would
his
be nice
world.
if it wasn't that common storyline. Like if they came out and were like, "Hey, I'm just doing it because
Well,
I'm
the
a
need
dick."
for survival will throw you down very treaded paths, that being one of them. But like you said, as a contained story right now, it's an A. But if it continues on this trajectory and we get satisfying payoffs for the Viltrumite
absolutely.
story, for the story with Adam Eve, because that was another part of the story.
I love that. Like I like her as a character. Now
I do too.
I did. You know what? Really, sorry, we're just talking a lot about the show, but in these 4 episodes, I really liked she was doing so good in fixing all their problems. There's always repercussions. Like she built that park on the sinkhole.
Yes.
And like
She has
father
very
is
good
an
intentions,
asshole.
and he looks like he has this good point now. And I understand
Yes, he does.
why he's
Yeah.
the way he is, but easy, bro. Chill out.
Right.
You know,
take it easy.
calm
She could
down.
kill you like that.
Yeah.
Like she's just choosing not to. Really, that's what it boils down.
But-
Now, I did in the mucks of this, I did realize that it is saying that it's planned to come back in early 2024
We'll see.
for the second part.
But just to put a bow on it, if it continues and has satisfying conclusions to the storylines that have been introduced so far in the first 4 episodes, this has all the potential for me to be an S.
Oh no! I'll tell you now. If it comes out soon and wraps all these,
Obviously, it's not going to wrap everything up.
Yeah, it's not gonna wrap it up,
but give me satisfying conclusions to some of the
Absolutely.
storylines that's been
That's an
introduced, and I'll give it an S.
at this,
Yeah. Welcome back, Invincible, Mark Grayson, Nolan, everybody, because
I love it.
It started our YouTube channel.
It did.
Yeah, so
And-
it's always going to have a special place for me.
It will.
And
It
I
will.
might subjectively give it an S because of that, but I also think it deserves it if it does as
right
good
right
as
now,
the first.
it's on trajectory to deserve an S.
The last 4 are as good as the first 4. It'll be an S for me.
100%.
Yeah. So we spent a lot of time on
We
that.
did. That was a lot of shows. Are you
It
ready
was.
to move into the world of movies?
Yes. And this week, I don't think we have much, except there is
nothing good coming out this week. There has been a movie that you brought to my attention that has been out for a little while, I'll say.
Yes. And
It came out in December.
December 1st.
And I feel like this one is like, this speaks to your core, your heart and soul, you being a dinosaur man.
Does.
You know? So this is Godzilla -1.
Yes.
Did we need another Godzilla movie?
Well, you always need more Godzilla movies.
I was going to say
It's
no.
like, do we need more Marvel movies? You
No,
know?
that's a hard no. We
Yeah.
do not. Take a breath. For God's sakes, take a breath. Anyway, Godzilla. When's the last time we had it? The last one I can recollect is Godzilla 2000. But
it
I know
has
there's been more.
An 8.3 on IMDb right now. It has a 98% on
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes. It has a 98% on Fandango. It's gotten amazing press, and apparently it's coming to streaming services hopefully sooner rather than later.
It's still in theaters, though.
Neither one of us has seen this, but and you know that me and you aren't really big into movies anymore since we've come to watch shows so much
But
because we
even
enjoy
when you
that
think about the
medium so much
movie,
more.
I like... Look.
I'm
I
giving this a
loved
try.
going to the movie theaters. Now it's an ordeal. Okay? It's a hassle.
Yeah.
Now, when you have movies that come right out to... I do like the ones, and I know, let me tell you, the people who are in most need of money, which are the corporations that release these movies, they need the money. They're going to go out of business if we do not give them our money. But anyway,
They'd like you to think that.
I enjoy the ones that get dual release to theaters for people to go watch it in movies if you want, have at it. But we did dual release it on like HBO or it'll come out on Amazon. Something it's shared release. Whether it's a week later, same day or whatever, it's that. So I would like it to come to my home. But, I can't say no to a Japan getting throttled by Godzilla again.
So it is on track to reach $50 million milestone domestically.
Okay.
making it one of the top-grossing foreign language films in North America. It's also eclipsed $100 million in the global box office, which is huge.
Yep.
And it already has the reviews that I had spoken about.
No, at 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, I think that's pretty impressive. Because
It
Rotten
is.
Tomato houses both people and real critics, which I'll tell you, I don't really give a shit about real critics.
Well, there's a user score and there's a critic
yeah,
score.
I prefer
Well, the critic
people
score
like
is
you
what
and
we're
me.
referencing.
Yeah.
So I've just went to Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm trying to see what I'll tell you in a second what the...
You know, there was a Godzilla show that released on Hulu? No.
No.
Apple TV.
I think it was on Netflix. It's an anime.
No, it was a
Oh,
real
okay.
show.
There's also, I think, a Godzilla anime,
It's
too.
called... I'll find out.
So, Godzilla -1 has...
Monarch, Legacy of Monsters.
Yes.
That's the Apple TV.
It has a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes with 166 reviews and a 98% audience score with 2,500 viewer ratings. So, universally, it's beloved.
I would watch it.
That makes me excited.
I don't... Look, that, to me, Godzilla is surface level entertainment. I don't need to be in depth. I just need to shoot at that
We're not
lizard.
looking for Inception level of
No.
storytelling.
No.
You know, big monster go boom,
Done.
hit other big monster go boom.
And I'm out.
And I'm like, God damn, that was great.
Like...
So we're both going to watch that, and in a future episode, we're going to come back and give it a review.
Absolutely.
because-
I think that'll come out. The only other movie I saw coming out that was The Beekeeper, which is with your doppelganger, Jason Statham, playing who but other than Jason Statham. He plays one man, and he does it well, and we love to watch it. But anyway,
people
that
tell
one...
me my whole life that he has to pay child support to me because apparently he's my father.
I mean, he ain't a bad-looking fella. He's looked the
that's what I
same
tell
for
people.
He's
If
looked
you're-
the same for decades.
Yeah, if you're gonna say anybody's my father, make it somebody like Jason Statham. We have the same amount of hair too. His voice sounds cooler than mine.
You could talk like that if you want.
Yeah. Do you have anything for gaming? Because that's the only thing for movies this week. So
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, we've taken a pause on our Baldur's Gate. Obviously, with the holiday season and all that, we've been busy doing things. It's
Can we
the start
please
of the
get
new
back to
year.
that?
We will get back to it.
we're in Act 3.
I'm itching. You know, part of me is ready to just be like, oh, let's restart. But
No, we're gonna see this to the end.
I might Can I re-character?
No, we're gonna see it to the end with the characters we made, and obviously, I think we could re-roll infinitely.
We can.
But yes, I would 1,000,000% love to have.
You
another one.
hate this playthrough.
No, I hate the decisions we've made as characters because I feel like you and John have come into this story and thought that, like, you know, you can do the most chaotic thing possible because it's just a game. And
We did get repercussions for it, though. We were put in jail.
Yes, we were. Yeah. I just...
You
look,
went first, big man.
When I got into this game, I wanted to come approach this. This is kind of the thing about playing with a group of 4, where everyone's going to come at it from a different perspective. But as a collective, I feel like if we were all in the universe of Baldur's Gate, right, it's our reality. I don't think you or John would have made half the decisions you
All right,
made.
so let's get through this playthrough.
Okay.
Next playthrough, let's set that as a rule for us to play Baldur's Gate
In grounded decisions.
like the way we would decide.
Yes.
Not just like there's no repercussions. Be like, yeah, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to die.
I don't want to fight
No,
this
I
girl
wouldn't
right
kill
now.
that dog in the woods.
That's right.
Things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm good with
We're
that.
not going to kill Scratch.
And I know that they haven't done any updates recently. I think last one was December, which
No,
is
I think
fine.
another one just popped out.
Did they? Okay.
It did, yeah. Larian's fantastic with these updates.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean,
I
as a
think they're-
company coming out with a new game,
They have a gold mine sitting right there where all they have to do is update it.
well, all they had to do was make it great, and they've done that.
Well, yes,
And now to continue that,
for years.
don't sleep on it.
I want new story. We've talked about this before. I want fresh content. I want all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, me too. But we have so many rerolls left in us with storylines of the thing they already made that we haven't experienced
Correct.
yet. But I'm way, way before you here. We need to experience what they've already made before we start going like, oh yeah, we've treaded this 100 times.
Oh,
Let's
yes.
do something else. They created such a big sandbox for us to play in, and we literally have this narrow-ass track that we followed. We owe it to Larian and ourselves, really, to go experience what else the game has to offer.
Oh, I think I'm ready for it because it's taken us so long to play this playthrough. That's why we've watered it down so much that
Yeah.
I just have lost sort of interest in it. We just need to get a more routine, more keep going.
That's because we take so many breaks in between playing.
I'm over here clicking on these. There are games coming out in January.
What do you got?
Tekken 8.
Don't tell me about Tekken 8 because, listen, all right.
I knew this would be your thing because I know you love Tekken.
I
it's
have
your
played
thing.
Tekken my entire life.
Yes.
And growing up as a child, I had nothing but time to invest to get good with the characters I love. Jin, Horong, I don't have time as an adult to sit and master a character
Yeah, but could
anymore.
you sit down? Isn't there a story?
Now apparently it's going to be a cinematic story. Kazuya and Jin beefing. Obviously, the Mishima clan is all like
Always beefing.
They're always beefing. Most toxic family in all video games. But yes, I am very excited for Tekken 8.
Okay.
I'm gonna play it,
Comes out the 26th of January, so very soon.
and it's come out already for demos. And
Yeah.
everyone is like,
I've been
blowing
looking
their
for a
load in this game.
good sit-down fighter game. I don't give a fuck about the story. I just want to smash some people's face in. Like I did that with Mortal Kombat.
I'm very competitive, and I would love nothing more than to have tournament nights where we could even record it, where all of us get together and we have a like a round robin style tournament where
$25 buy-in, winner takes all.
I'm telling you right now. Yeah, and growing up, I've always had the best fighting game expertise, and I should say I think I've been the best because we've played fighting games against one another.
Oh, it's
Mortal
been a while.
Kombat being one of them.
It's been a while. I don't know. Me and Sonya Blade really get it going here.
Yeah, you were pretty good
I
with
do
Sonya.
like my ladies in these fighting games.
I think that we might have a Let's Play.
I'm
of
good.
Tekken 8.
I'm you know
having a
what?
tournament.
I'm looking for a fighting game, and it is one near and dear to you. I'm good. I'm
And
good for that.
Apparently, one of the best things about Tekken 8 from the people who have demoed it is how easy they've made it for people to go, okay, I know you don't play Tekken. I know you might not have history in Tekken like you do. You have very little.
Yeah, I played
But
it,
you've
but
played Tekken.
yeah.
The learning curve they've made so gradual.
Okay.
And rewarding to do. So maybe we do get Tekken, and
So did we find a game that checks a box? I believe we did.
it's an arcade style, so we don't spend a million years playing it.
Nope. It's simple.
Yeah, well, except until it's not.
You fight things and then you're done.
The great thing about Tekken is the learning curve is very easy to start, and it's extremely hard to master. Which
Okay.
is any great fighting game, that's what it is.
I know that people dive headfirst in these fighting games.
Street
and
Fighter 6 came out, and that's got really good reviews.
It's disgusting when I watch some people play these fighting games.
Oh, yeah. The juggles in Tekken are real. Yeah. What else comes out in January?
They're money grabbing, but they remastered Last of Us.
I don't understand why they had to remaster The Last of Us Part 2 that literally just dropped years ago and looks fucking remarkable.
But
why? Why are we
didn't
doing
season
this?
2 get announced for Last of Us?
It did. They've just cast Abby too.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah, which is one of the main, I guess you can call her antagonists of the story.
Okay, I thought I saw that, and I don't know. Obviously, I don't know
Yeah.
nothing about it, but it's...
I'm very excited for
Okay, I don't know much about that. Maybe next we'll
Yeah.
do some research and look into The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, we should do that because I'm excited. And it won a lot of awards at, what was it, the Emmys that just came? Is that what it just happened as far as
rich
shows
people
go?
giving rich people awards I can't get in line with.
Well, it won a lot.
I think
And
the
it
Golden
should have because
Globes...
it was a fantastic show.
Was that the one with Joe Coy?
We don't...
Was the host, and he
Maybe.
got terrible... Like,
Yeah, because he made a Taylor Swift joke about being less cameras are on her, and she looked very upset that he made that joke.
and
now everyone's
all the
upset on her behalf.
Swifties are upset.
We're not going to talk about the Swifties here. I don't want them to come for our channel.
I do.
Matter of fact, if you're going to subscribe, bring that smoke.
Because here's what it is.
It was the most vanilla joke you could have ever told, and
That's
the
really
camera
why?
panned on her. And he said the difference between the Golden Globes, whatever the fuck the thing was.
I think it was the Golden Globes.
He said the only difference here and the NFLs, there's less cameras on Taylor Swift.
Big difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL. On the Golden Globes, we have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift. I swear. There's just more to go to.
And then the camera panned to Taylor, and she's... Okay, you're going to have to laugh, honey. I don't know what to tell you.
The lizard in her
You
is
are
not displeased.
the most famous person on earth lately. Okay?
Yeah.
People are going to take some jabs at you.
She took an NFL career, we'll say season of the Kansas City Chiefs and ruined it.
Oh,
like
God, here
that.
we go.
It was just...
Here we go.
You know, I'm fine with because I do not like Patrick Mahomes in the least. He lost me 2 of my fantasy leagues, but...
Oh, you think I'm upset about the fact the Chiefs aren't very good?
Like,
this
no.
year? Oh, yeah. I feel like they're good for each other, and
Are they?
I wish them nothing but happiness. But
He can retire now because he's married. He'll be married. Probably they'll get engaged.
Listen,
How
if
long
you
are they
have-
together? 4 months? They'll be engaged soon.
If you have a billionaire girlfriend, do you want to wake up and get hit in the face every day at work? I don't.
No.
Yeah.
I'll go carry your bags.
You could buy continents. I mean, what am I doing here?
I
Why-
would carry her
yeah.
stuff. I'd cook.
It's crazy that Travis Kelce, being as rich as he is poor compared to his girlfriend.
Absolutely.
That's wild to me.
He is broke.
I mean, she made billions on her tour. Billions. And you know what? More power to her because
She does
she gave
things,
so
yeah.
much money to her staff, the drivers of her studio, her Eras tour.
I don't hate Taylor Swift. I've liked her since she was country.
Yeah. She definitely deserves a lot of the accolades she gets. And she definitely, my wife went to her Philadelphia concert and said it was one of the best things she's ever gone to in her life. And,
Just convulsing on the floor for how amazing it was.
and everyone says the same thing.
Then
they're
they
great.
released. You know what? We could watch the movie.
The era. I'm like, we were
live
scrolling
that.
on
Jesus
whatever streaming app it was the other night, and it came up as the Arrows movie, and my wife was like, "Do you want to watch that with me?"
I just had a brilliant idea that you said that whatever streaming app. I wish you paid for certain streaming apps and you just combine it all into one.
You mean like cable? We're going backwards. It's like we've gone so far away from cable that where we're like, all right, let me paint a picture for you. You turn on the TV and you just change the channel and everything's on just one app. Yeah, it's called cable.
If they didn't charge for everything, I wouldn't mind it.
We've gotten so far away from cable that where we're asking for cable again.
I know.
Just so you know.
Scary. Because
It's
we have to
wild.
ask us, what did you watch that on? And you got to guess every streaming service and be wrong the first 6 times. And then you figure out which one it was on.
And we'll close on this.
Yeah.
You know what's pissing me off about this weekend? Because we are both huge NFL fans and Ravens fans. I bleed purple. You have to have Peacock to watch the Chiefs versus the Dolphins this week.
Okay,
and
I
I want
thought
to tell
about
you that I think that's an atrocity.
Now, can you
they
just download a
paywall
free
the
trial?
playoffs. Yes, they've put barriers to entry to NFL games now where it's going to
Amazon
get
Prime?
worse. Every season will get worse, and this is the watershed moment where
I
we're going to
agree.
look back and say, this is when the NFL decided to take all the money and say, fuck you, pay me if you want to watch our content. And it's pissing me off to no end, and I don't think we're talking about it enough. I don't want Peacock. I don't want your fucking streaming service. I want to be able to turn on cable. It's the only thing I have to get cable for the NFL season.
We do. It's
and
worth it.
It's all I watch. Yeah, Hulu charges me $90 a month because
I
I
have
have to
YouTube
get cable.
TV, and then they're trying to, those smut peddlers
I just
are
wanna-
trying to get me to buy more.
Let me get off my
Yeah,
soapbox.
no, I agree. I'm
I
listening, Dad.
hate
Go ahead.
the fact that there's a paywall to get to NFL playoff games, and it's only one of them. But you mark my words.
But it's also a big one.
This is
A,
the
it's
slippery
AFC,
slope.
so it affects the Ravens.
It'll be worse every year now.
And that, right, because then Peacock will have one, Amazon will have one,
Netflix
Hulu
will have
get
one.
Netflix
Amazon
will get
Prime
one.
will have one.
Yeah.
And then slowly but surely,
You
will
get the
see-
one that's on cable.
I have a prediction that in the next 5 years, NFL will be off of cable.
And you have to get NFL like Plus.
Or you have to have every streaming
Right.
service because every streaming service has the rights to certain games. So that's how they get you to make sure that you, if you are an NFL fan, you're paying for every single service that pays the NFL all the
Well, it's like
fucking
that Sunday
money.
ticket that I think YouTube picked up. It was $300 a year.
Yeah. And only out of market games. So it's useless to me and you.
Well, I watched them out of.
There's also Red Zone, which if you aren't a fan of a single team or your team isn't on, I hear good things about Red Zone.
Because I am, obviously, I like watching Baker bake down in Tampa.
Yeah. I actually think he's going to win this weekend.
I think he will.
I think we should add a sports segment.
I don't. Look. I enjoy football. I don't really like many other sports, but the sports game is just so overplayed.
Let's
with
go
everybody
O's.
talking about it.
Orioles coming up in April. So excited.
Whatever. I know they kept a good chunk of their players.
Oh, of course, they're all under contract. Yeah. But anyway, that was the first episode of Layman's Review, the new Layman's Review. Very soon, there will be a lot of construction going on in the studio here as I finish my basement, which is where the studio is.
Bum, bum, bum. It'll look great.
It is going to look very different in the near future. Very excited for that. I love the fact that this new format we have here. I'm excited as we get into a groove and it becomes a little bit more fluid.
Yeah, this was our first one. If you guys found anything that you actually liked, disliked, I am open up to suggestions because I'd like this. Yeah, I want this to be something that we enjoy doing.
Yeah.
People enjoy watching. It's just
A
I
laid-back
think we need to
environment.
bring it back. We need to give it more structure, and I think this is the footprint of a structure.
And it allows us to do everything: gaming, anime, movies, TV. We just did sports for the past 10 minutes.
It's anything that's really in our life, and honestly, it's something that everybody talks about. Because when you meet somebody new, you talk about what you're watching.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to find a common ground, and here at Layman's Review, you find a common ground.
So if you guys like what we're doing here, please like, comment, and subscribe, and welcome to the new Layman's Review.